We all know someone who seems emotionally guarded, someone who keeps their feelings close to the chest. They might be labeled as distant or aloof, but what's truly going on beneath the surface? The truth is, people with avoidant attachment styles often hide a deep well of emotions. They're not emotionless. They simply experience and express emotions differently. In this video, we're going to explore the hidden world of avoidant attachment and uncover the 3 things they desperately try to conceal in relationships. We'll delve into the reasons behind their emotional guardedness and discover the fear that often drives their behavior. By understanding the motivations and vulnerabilities of avoidant individuals, we can cultivate more compassionate and fulfilling relationships with them. Remember, connection thrives on empathy and understanding, and by shedding light on these hidden aspects, we can bridge the gap and build stronger, more meaningful bonds. Let's start by addressing a common misconception. Avoidants do feel deeply. They experience the full spectrum of human emotions, from joy and love to sadness and fear. The difference lies in their expression of these emotions. Avoidants often struggle with outward displays of vulnerability. This doesn't mean they don't care. It simply means their way of processing and expressing emotions is different. Imagine a fortress, strong and impenetrable from the outside. Inside, however, lies a garden full of vibrant emotions. This garden is precious, a sanctuary they protect fiercely. It's a place where their true feelings reside, safe from the outside world. Why the guardedness? Often it stems from a fear of vulnerability. Past experiences, particularly in childhood, might have taught them that expressing emotions leads to pain, rejection, or ridicule. As a result, they learn to build walls, to safeguard their hearts by keeping their emotions hidden. These walls are not built overnight but are the result of years of learned behavior. This emotional armor becomes a defense mechanism, a way to navigate a world that feels unsafe for emotional exposure. It's their way of staying protected. But here's the thing. Beneath that armor lies a deep longing for connection, a desire to be seen and understood for who they truly are. They yearn for genuine relationships, even if they struggle to show it. Avoidants often appear stoic and unfazed by criticism, but this outward appearance masks a deep sensitivity that lies beneath the surface. While they might not show it outwardly, criticism can cut them deeply, triggering intense feelings of inadequacy and rejection that linger long after the words are spoken. Think of it like this. Imagine someone constantly poking at a bruise, a spot that is already tender and sore. On the surface, it might not seem like a big deal, but underneath, it's incredibly painful and hard to ignore. Criticism, even when well-intentioned, can feel like a personal attack on their core being, a confirmation of their deepest fears of not being good enough or worthy. This heightened sensitivity often stems from a profound fear of failure and a deep-seated need for approval and validation from others. They might have grown up in environments where perfectionism was expected, or where mistakes were met with harsh judgment and criticism. As a result, they developed a hyper-awareness of criticism, constantly on guard for any sign of disapproval or negative feedback. This sensitivity can lead to defensiveness, withdrawal, and a strong tendency to avoid conflict at all costs. They might shut down emotionally or create physical distance to protect themselves from further hurt and emotional pain. Understanding this sensitivity is crucial for building healthy and supportive relationships with avoidants. It's about approaching them with empathy, offering support and validation rather than criticism or judgment, creating a safe space for them to open up. Chapter 3. They are afraid to communicate through words. Communication can be a minefield for avoidants, filled with hidden traps and uncertainties. While they crave connection and understanding, the act of expressing themselves verbally can feel daunting and fraught with risk. They might struggle to articulate their feelings, fearing that their words will be misconstrued, dismissed, or even used against them in future conflicts. Imagine trying to speak a foreign language you barely understand, where every word feels uncertain. You hesitate, stumbling over words, afraid of making a mistake that could lead to misunderstanding or judgment. That's often how communication feels for avoidants, a constant battle between desire and fear. They long to share their thoughts and feelings, but the fear of vulnerability can be paralyzing, keeping them silent. This fear often leads to indirect communication, where words are replaced by gestures and hints. They might hint at their needs or desires instead of expressing them directly, hoping their partner will somehow decipher their unspoken language and understand their true feelings. This can lead to misunderstandings, frustration, and a breakdown in communication, creating a cycle of misinterpretation and hurt. It's important to remember that their indirect communication isn't a sign of manipulation. It's a coping mechanism, a way to protect themselves from potential emotional harm and rejection. Creating a safe space for open and honest communication is essential for breaking this cycle. This means approaching conversations with patience, understanding, and a willingness to listen without judgment, offering reassurance and empathy. When avoidants feel safe and heard, they're more likely to open up and share their inner world, fostering deeper connections and mutual understanding. Understanding avoidant attachment is about recognizing the fear and vulnerability that often lie beneath the surface. It's about approaching them with empathy, compassion, and a willingness to meet them where they are. Remember, connection thrives on vulnerability. By creating a safe space for open communication and emotional expression, we can help avoidants feel seen, heard, and understood. Building strong and fulfilling relationships with avoidants requires patience, understanding, and a commitment to building trust. It's a journey of discovery, both for the avoidant individual and their partner.